Hello and welcome to another round of backpack battles. Today I wanted to see if I could do a poison build in rank, so we'll see if we can pull that off. Ooh, not a bad start here. Let's go ahead and grab the leather bag and move it into a wooden buckler. That'll give us some good defense, and we might as well grab the sword since it is on sale to see how well we do. Now, one thing about this game is, although I want to do a poison build, one thing that I would recommend is just take what is given to you, especially if it's on sale. I've been playing here and there, and I've been slowly working on unlocking recipes, which I will show you after this. We are facing off against 2 swords and some shields. It's a close match, but we pull a W just barely with 1 HP. Now here you can see your recipes that you can build over time. You will get them unlocked once you do them in a real match. I'm looking for these poison daggers, and I also think it would be a really cool idea to run some blood mana builds, but we'll see how it all unfolds first. We do have an early fanny pack. Massive fan of that. Let's grab that and switch these two in. So as a reminder, this fanny pack will allow for me to attack 10% faster, anything that's inside of it, so I will go ahead and throw down my dagger, and I think I'm going to do my sword as well for a little bit more damage. We do have garlic on sale as well. Let's go ahead and toss that on the field here, and these two will now work together thanks to the golden stars, which means we have a chance to inflict poison, and they will trigger 10% faster. Due to the 2 different touching each other. We do have 4 gold. Nothing too amazing, although I do like brooms. Let's go ahead and roll one more, and we find an early piggy bank. Let's go ahead and grab that. That'll give us some extra money, and then we can freeze this for extra capacity on our next matchup. Straight into our matchup, we do see our opponent is building up some brooms as well as some daggers. This is actually a very common trend lately. If you see this walrus tusk and a wooden buckler, they're going for most likely some kind of defense early, so keep an eye out for a spear. It will pay off in dividends. Any type of melee build that you play against, most people will be disruptive. Luckily, we pull out a W there, and we're able to get the win. We do have a banana and a stone skin potion handed to us. Let's go ahead and bring this over. We'll grab this rare, and then I'm going to go ahead and consider picking up this garlic here. That'll give me a little bit more of a mix. Also, these 3 are synergizing together as we were hoping for. Can I change things around a little bit to make things better? Hang on here 1 second. Okay, we made some changes really quickly to our build. One thing you can do is you can pull this item down. It will pull all your items over, and you can readjust your bags, or of course do it manually. I now have all of my onions and mushrooms touching each other, but they're also hitting a point where they're in the coffin, and they are trying to get different procs. I have 1, 2, 3 here, so a 25% chance to get poison for each thing that activates. Not gonna freeze this stone skin potion. It's good, but I'm not really building that much armor yet. Speaking of armor, we do see leather armor over here. Let's see if we can beat this person. They do have a substantial amount of armor compared to my poison and damage coming in, and I don't have that much heals. Hopefully we can get through this. Finally, we get to their poison. We do have a couple of debuffs being built up, and the fatigue is starting to set in, and we pull off 3 wins. As you can see, just spending money and taking what's given to us is working out in dividends, and I intend to keep going that route. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and switch these up, get these mushrooms moving in. We do have 1 more garlic here, which is being given to me. My god, the amount of food here is splendid. Okay, good enough for me. I do have 7 gold, but I'm still looking for more rares. Let's go ahead and go for a reset. We do find a corrupted crystal. Opponents below 30% health and deal 50% damage, but what I'm looking at is 5 debuffs inflicted, gain 8 armor. So, that costs 7 gold. It's actually on the newer side, just been put into the game. Let's go ahead and freeze it. It'll help out my armor. I'm gonna grab this pig and roll one more time. Ooh, we do find a dagger, which allows me to go for that poison build I was talking about earlier. Do I want to try and force that? I do have a few wins under my belt at the moment. Let's go ahead and sell one of these onions. Toss that in the field. Bring this pig up here. Let's sell 1 more onion. There we go. Put the pig up here, and then we'll split these over, and that'll give me 2 daggers to build into, which means I might want to pick up a hammer in the future. If you saw my first build, you already saw me do a hammer build, but sometimes things are just kind of given your way, right? Here's that spiked shield I was telling you guys about, which can be really devastating if you are running a build like mine, where you're doing a lot of stabs, so I need to consider picking up a spear if I want to keep going this round, or of course trying to find some kind of lifesteal so I can survive through it. That armor pays off very well for my opponent, and they will be able to earn a win over me. We do find some stamina ourselves, though, so let's go ahead and grab that. And perhaps we will make our own spiked shield by grabbing the walrus tusk. And we do find a Hungry Blade as well, which can give me some Vampire, and it will feed into where the sword is at. As you can see, it takes 3 spots, and I have 3 available here. However, I don't have the currency, so I'm going to go ahead and freeze that for now, and consider maybe getting rid of this crystal. Inflicts fatigue damage, 5 debuffs inflicted, gains 8 armor. You know what? I think I might want to keep that. I think I might want to keep those reserved. I'm going to stop spending money here so I can buy those. I have 2 expensive things currently reserved right now, and I really need to find a way to get that money. I'm running into these spiked shields, which are starting to become a bit of an issue for me, as you can see. And we are taking those hits. Down to 19. We definitely want to grab this vampire if we can. Made our own spiked shield, and we do have enough gold to buy this crystal. So anytime that I deals 1 damage per stack when being hit with a melee weapon, up to 100% of damage, and this crystal, 5 debuffs inflicted, I'll get 8 armor, so a little bit more survivability. Let's go ahead and toss this in here. Time to go ahead and get rid of that if we can. Let's move our piggy over here, and we're gonna grab what? Wait a minute, what are these boots? Health drops 7%, gain 1 clover, 1 upgrade, or block. Weapon damage is increased by 1 stack. You know what? Maybe we pick this up. Does this have any type of stars associated with it? No. Seems like in general I just get enough power. Okay. That seems pretty good for me, especially if I can lock onto the shields or even the crits, man. Okay, let's go ahead and continue forward. Gonna hopefully believe in ourselves and stop the bleeding. Luckily for me, I'm not running into too many armor sets, but they do have some pretty good damage themselves. Losing some HP, dropping pretty low. However, our poison's starting to kick in and our empowers, and we get the W. We do find a blood amulet, which can make a blood dagger, which will allow for me to get some lifesteal, and I do think I want to go that route, so let's go ahead and pick up this. 1 second, let me go ahead and, here, I'll show this to you real quick. I'll go ahead and pull these items, that pulls them all into the middle of the box, and I'm going to go ahead and reset my bags here real quick. Okay, I've made a couple of quick adjustments. As you can see, I've put all of my attack speed bags on the side. I'm going to also sell my pigs here because they are worth 2 gold to grab this dagger and slot this bad boy in. I'm going to reserve this for the elements as I want to start pucking these into my shields. And now we're hoping with our low stamina usage, we will have enough here to continue to try and excel here. We do have a stamina sack in here, which gives me a little bit more stamina as well, which means I can mix in some more weapons if needed. But for now, we're looking pretty. Alright, into our next matchup. Let's see if our 3 daggers have enough damage. I am keeping an eye out for a hammer, because a hammer gives you free procs on stuns, or anything that gives stuns. I'm actually not sure if there's anything else that does give stuns in the game, but I would love to see it. Our lifesteal is paying off just enough to get through this shield right now, and we're slowly working our way through beating our opponent. Health potion comes in though, and do they have enough? We have some poison buffs on them and a couple of stabs, and we barely get the W. 5 wins. And now we can pick up vampires, which will increase weapons. They give extra lifesteal. And if I put that here, I can get it on multiple targets, which is a big hope for me. Let's go ahead and bring this up here as well. That'll give me the attack speed that I'm looking for. And look at this. It hits all 4 of my current weapons. We do have a mana orb here as well, which can be infused into a dagger, which will give you mana to help out with an extra debuff. But I think I'm going to avoid that for now, as I did freeze this box of riches as I want to start building up a few elements. Potions are also good. Sadly, I don't quite have the room that I am looking for. But I do think I want to go ahead and grab this potion for now. Let's see if I can mix things up here to be a little bit better on positioning. Hang on. There we go. Let's switch those 2. We'll grab this potion and we'll put that right. Let's go ahead and grab the healing first, and then we'll reserve that. So there's that spear I was telling you about. I would need to get rid of a couple items for that spear to pop up and make some weird room, which feels a little awkward at the moment. But I'm gonna go ahead and reserve it and play out this round and see how it goes. Alright, straight into the match. Looks like we have a couple of healing potions for our opponent, as well as a spiked shield, so looking to be on that tanky side. And look at that armor. Really paying off for him. However, we are getting a few debuffs in and life-stealing just enough to keep us in the game. And do remember that this Nocturnal Lock Lifter is really helping me out with that lifesteal. All said and done, it looks like I have just enough to beat up my opponent, and I will get an additional win here. And I'm starting to wonder if I want to move into that spear or not. It might be better for me just to relax. For the moment, though, we do have the ability to go for some upgrades, as we got 2 of our chip topazes. Those 2 will combine into each other. A flu is pretty nice. Randomly gain 12 armor, or 2 stamina, or 2 clovers. That does require 3 sloths, though, and I don't quite have the inventory. However, it is on sale, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Let's unreserve that spear. We do find another bag, which will be helpful. Let's go ahead and toss this bad boy. Can I slot him in there? For now. This won't matter, because when health drops below 70%, you gain the clover, the shields. It's not going to reactivate multiple times. I would like to put my flute in there, but that seems a bit hard to do unless I get rid of my onion. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and consider doing that. I think the flute feels a little bit better. Alright, let's toss our flute over here. Toss that down here. Let's see here. What does this mean? Every 5 seconds, randomly gain 12 armor, or 2 stamina, or 2. It triggers 10% faster for each golden item in there. Great, let's bring this down. Can I make that better in any way? If I go this way, and then put this over here, it doesn't give me a faster proc on these 2, but that does give me more options for my stars. In fact, can I bring that up? Yes, it looks a lot better. Yeah, I think I'll take that as is. Bring my sword down here. That would trigger faster. Actually, I don't think that really matters too much, does it? No, it doesn't. Leave that there for now. Put these over here. And it looks like the flute is going to help us out pretty handedly. We do have another potion that I do want to pick up. Let's go ahead and grab that for later whenever I do run into any issues. What does this do? Remove 1 stamina from your opponent. Increase cooldown by 0.8 seconds. 5-star items in front. After 5 activations of fanfare, stun for 1 second. That would help me with my dagger. Okay, but we do need to find more baggage for that. I have not ran a trumpet before. Well, that's exciting. Okay, so this does counter out my poisons. However, he is heavy on stamina at the moment, and I'm not really building too much shields, and he went to a spear and then some armor. I think that I'm going to have just enough Lifesteal to get through this without too many issues. And we easily Lifesteal through it. We're looking pretty good overall, I would say. We find another topaz as well, and we grab a stamina sack. Good to see. Okay, let's put this on the board here, and this is a what? A 3 item? How can I fit this in here? I think I have to change everything out. 1 second here while I change out my items. Okay, so I did make some massive changes overall. The one thing I am unfamiliar with is that 5-star items in front after 5 activations of fanfare stun for 1 second. Every second remove 1 stamina from your opponent, increase cooldown by 0.8 seconds every time that happens. It looks like I want to have 1 individual item each in the way here. I can manage to get 4, and if I wait for another item to come out off of my box of riches, I should be able to make enough for a fanfare next turn, but I am curious whether or not it stuns to begin with. If it does stun, that means each of my daggers will attack a second time, which sounds wonderful to me. Let's go ahead and queue on up and see how it goes, because I have never, ever dealt with that before, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we're into our first fight here. We're trying to remove some stamina with our fanfare, and it looks like that is starting to work out for us. Getting some stabs in as well, and of course, getting some debuffs triggered as well. Slowly burning down our opponent and using the poison. But this slow is starting to really annoy me, but it isn't enough. We're able to get another W, and the dagger build is starting to really pay off. We do find 1 more blood amulet, which we do want to utilize if we can. So let's go ahead and do that down and roll. I'm looking for more baggage space, and we do secure some. Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and remove this poison, because I don't care about it too much. Instead, I want to grab another dagger. Apply that here, move this up here, and then we want to get another blood gem in the mix right there. I think what I want to do is move this here, and let's see if we can put these all in front. It looks like we can. I'm going to go ahead and bring this dagger down here as well. That gives me extra stamina. So now I have all 5 of these activating. I do believe I will be able to stun my opponent out, and we're getting our daggers to mix in. I'm going to go ahead and freeze this as well. And I think I'm actually going to get rid of my dragon skin boots here. and put my potion in instead. Do I want to do that, or do I want to keep this here? I'll keep this here for now. And I'm going to get this box of riches next. I want to keep pumping out tons of these emeralds, topazes, any type of jewels I can use, so I can have 5 items always in front of my fanfare. If any of you know how this works, please let me know in the comments below. Okay, into our next fight. Let's see how this unfolds. So we get a couple of pops here. Fire comes in, slow me down, but we're keeping the poison up. We're removing their stamina. And I do believe we just got a stun in, which allows us to start chunking them down. The lifesteal is keeping me in at the moment, but it looks like they have just a little bit more lifesteal than I have. And with it all said and done, I'm starting to bleed out here. That poison really starting to hurt. And it looks like I'm gonna get beat out. This really changed at the dragon there. Paying off in dividends for them. Well played so far. Okay, so we grab another gem. Let's go ahead and put this down. I think I want to go ahead and keep that from attacking multiple times. Let's go ahead and throw this stamina potion down here as well. And we'll grab this. Bring this down, and we'll start pumping out as many jewels as we can. We'll roll. Find another potion. This bird is actually incredible. I just won't have room for it, or I would be running it. Let's go ahead and roll one more time. I think at this point we're just looking for anything that we can get that can help us out. 100% chance to attack health directly, gain 2 mana, and inflict freeze. I think I definitely want to pull that off if I can. Let's freeze that for next turn. We do get more stamina here to build into my compositions. Let's go ahead and toss that there. And I might want to grab this bird here in the future, if I can find a little bit more space. 1 dagger here. Those should be able to connect in the future. Looks like they're not going to be able to do it right now. Can I move these? That removes 1. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that there, just to make sure I'm getting the fanfare off. And let's go for a fight. I think we can lose 1 more fight before we have to all in for a victory, so hoping that doesn't have to happen here. Looks like we have a poison dagger and a little bit of blood lifesteal coming in from their vampiric armor. Got a chunk of their armor, which we're doing now. I do have a few thorns being built up, but I think I'm lifestealing more than enough. Here comes the fatigue damage. And even with the potion proccing, I'm looking pretty healthy. I think this build is starting to really pay off overall. And the more gems that we get, the better we are. 1 more win and we can push for double the experience we would like. Ooh, we do finally find this, which means we can turn this bird. What's the best way to do this? Into something we can utilize. If we put it like that, hang on here. Move that over here. Oh, that's not the way I want it to work. Is it? Hang on, let me move some bags real quick. Okay, with a little bit of movement, we were able to bring our birds to be able to proc a little bit more. So every 3 seconds, we will have a star item trigger 5% faster, up to 40%, and remove 1 clover from your opponent. So now we're going to be having our daggers constantly trigger 5% faster, which is great because they're low stamina usage, so we don't have to worry about getting stamina blocked at all. And we continue to build a few more crystals. Go ahead and combine those here. We can toss our green anywhere. This gives us a chance to inflict poison, which is always good. And once we combine these, we will have a couple of flawed rubies that will give me a little bit more lifesteal. We still want to grab this perfect sapphire, always a good element to have. And let's go ahead and start our turn, because I think we're looking pretty good. And we still have 2 hearts available, so even if we lose, we're good to go. Lots of armor for our opponent. They are going to start building a lot of poison on us, actually, because they have 3 mushrooms, it looks like. And actually doing enough here to slow down my stamina, which is a little on the frustrating side, I'm not going to lie to you. And they have, oh my gosh, almost 50 stacks of poison on me. Hopefully we can get through, though. The Lifesteal doing its best to keep us in the game, and we get by just barely. Now, here's where we can make an interesting decision. We can take the win and go up in 22 in points, or we can survive 5 more rounds and get 36 points for rank. I say we go for it. It will also give us 1 more HP. I'm feeling pretty confident about this build, so let's go ahead and go that route. We can grab this and put this on the field. So we can either chance to attack health directly or gain 2 mana and inflict poison, or excuse me, freeze, which I think I want to do. I want to put that on top of one of my daggers here, just because the ability to attack straight to health when there's a lot of shields in this meta is always great. Let's grab one more of these. Let's go ahead and keep mixing in all the holes that we can and continue to build up our content. Actually, let's put that there, because I want to be able to turn that into a super gem, if you will. I still have one more gold, but I'm going to go ahead and just relax here and not overdo it. We continue to have our fanfare popping off as we need, and we're looking good. I would love some inventory space so I can fix my current potion setup, because it's not efficient, but I think we're feeling pretty good. Fighting against Timmy here. Timmy has a hammer and a couple of daggers. Gets a nice chunk on me here, but our stabs keep flying in. Feeling pretty solid so far. However, he's starting to get through me here. Am I screwed? A couple of poisons, a couple of slows. I'm trying to burn down his stamina and bite back, but his build is just too good, and we're gonna fall victim to Timmy here, down to 2 HP. Little scary, but manageable. We got a flawed ruby. Let's go ahead and keep up with that lifesteal. Got a couple of blues popping up here, so we'll go ahead and combine those in where we can. Do I have any more holes to put this in? It doesn't look like it. However, we can go for a roll. I do want this cap resilience. I think anything that can buy me time is always great. That will come at the cost of needing a little bit more armor, which we can make quickly here by tossing that on the field. I don't think these take anything. Oh, they do. What's the blue? Every 5 seconds, every 5 mana gained, get 2 armor. On attack, gives the chance to inflict poison. Let's go ahead and go for the armor potential, because we do have the sapphire here. And then we have frost being put here, so not too bad. We do also have another yellow, which we can combine with that. Turn that into a bigger one, so that's always good. We have a little bit of mana, but I'm going to go ahead and hold off. We will all in next turn if we need to. If we need space, we can get rid of these boxes here. Okay. Into our next match. We got a couple of armor setups and a couple of stabs coming our way. We are kind of just hoping that we can get enough hits in here to get through their armor, but my gosh, look at that armor stack. It is massive. And they are cleansing my poison too, so I'm going to have a hard time getting through them. Slowly whittling down. The fatigue damage starts to hit in. They have more poison on me than I on them. Finally, we start to connect. Can we get to their HP bar? It is starting to finally go into our favor. That Blizzard really helping out, as we're producing just enough armor to stop them from hitting us, and we are able to get another win. Lovely. Alright, couple of yells coming in our way, so let's go ahead and get those built up. We'll put this down here for now. We do have a mana bar, which can be helpful for building up things, but I'm going to go ahead and hold off on that. The gem situation is looking manageable for us, but nothing too impressive. Let's go ahead and throw this over here. Let's put this guy over here, let those build up so I can combine those later on into a flawed sapphire. And then we can start selling these if we need to for space. But for now, let's go ahead and roll. Despite... Ooh. Every 2 seconds, gain 1 clover, 1 thorn, or 1 water. I kind of want to grab this. Again, the main issue is my space. It's just subpar. Let's go ahead and grab that for now and roll. We find another blue gem, which we can build up into others. Let's go ahead and do that now, because I think having the blue gem power up would be great for us, right? Toss it over here, put that up here. There we go. That'll join into a sapphire. For now, that will inflict some frost every once in a while, which is always good for us. Let's go ahead and roll with our 1 gold here. Finally, we find some inventory spaces. We also find another dagger, which we could mix into our composition. My best bet would be to actually move that up here. Have that hit all my daggers, and then bring this down. Do I want any more chipped rubies? I don't think so. Alright, I think we leave that as is, and we'll get our potion belt built up here on the side, and go from there. I could mix my dagger in here too. You know what? Let's go ahead and freeze that. Also want my genie too. Oh, so many decisions to make, right? Alright, every time I see one of these, I'm a little bit terrified due to the poison that can be built up. Just the armor in general is quite scary for me. And you're already seeing the hits chunking on through. Looks like their build is going to stomp us even. Just a little bit too much sustain and not enough time for me to build up. Okay, so with that being said, we know that we are in a rough position. Let's go ahead and commit to getting rid of our box of riches. Toss that on the field, put that down here too. Another dagger for us, which is obviously something that we definitely want to run with if we can. Let's go ahead and start to build up this too on the side. Come here. Put that down there. Get our potions built up. Consume this, regenerate stamina. Let's go ahead and do this. I need one more. One more. Can I put that there? I sure can. There we go. So if we do this here, that builds that up. That'll give me more stamina. Bring the dagger here to help build into that. So now we have multiple daggers being built up off of our stuns, potentially. Come from here, and then I just need to figure out a place to put this. Let's see here. Every 2 seconds gain this. What is my star on this? Is it a weapon? It is a weapon. Okay, so now with that combining with my attack speed plus my attack speed 20% faster there, we should be good. Let's also get those to combine up, turn those into a few more, and then I think we just throw our gems wherever we can just to survive. Obviously, I want them to combine, which we'll do here. And then I have one more yellow. Can I put it anywhere? I sure can. I can put my green there. There we go. And I think we have our lifesteal. In a perfect world, I would love to have a little bit more armor. But sometimes it doesn't be like that. You feel? We roll, we find this. When you have at least 20 armor, consume this and convert 15 health to 30 armor. Which I could activate here with these if I combine them all together. Let's go ahead and freeze that for now, because I'm not sure how that works if you don't have any armor, but there is a passive. If your potion activates here, it will activate the ones above it. So I could try and get that to work out. Oh my gosh, look at all the armor. This person is armored out of their mind with multiple thorns. Can I get through this? I'm actually very scared, to be honest with you. 450, 500 armor. Oh my gosh. What a terrifying thing to see. We are getting poison and frost popped on them, and we are starting to get through their armor, but can I beat them? I don't know. Things are looking worse by the moment. I'm trying to stack them. I'm getting my buffs going. Somehow the health keeps coming in for me. But now the fatigue is starting to really do its damage, and I think he has more armor than I can handle. And he is able to beat me. So yeah, this is the meta right now. You got to be a little bit careful. I tried to go against it, and I got my ass beat for it. But if you want to build out any type of armors, this is actually really good right now, and I'm wondering what suggestions people have to beat this. Thank you all for hanging out. In terms of rank, we're going to go up by 13 points. Not too shabby. Wish it was a little bit better, but that's okay. We betted on it, and I'll see you guys next time for more backpack battles.